Hi, I'm Lauren Leslie. Welcome to Shell Point today for the weekend of November 7th, 8th, and 9th. Today we have all the happenings around the point for you. Pastor Andy Hawkins will stop by with an inspiring word, and we'll tell you about all of next week's Academy classes. We have all kinds of excitement for you today, so keep it right here. But before we get to any of that, we have a quick word about a program that's happening on Monday. Dive into the world of underwater archaeology and real-life pirate treasures. Pirates might be reduced to a Halloween costume for some, but they are a year-round fascination for archaeologist and National Geographic explorer Lisa Briggs. Follow her to the Mediterranean Sea to explore how pirating shaped the Roman Empire. Meet the Pirate Queen of China, and then head into the lab with Lisa to follow the most famous renegade, Blackbeard. This National Geographic Live program takes place on Monday at 7 p.m. at the Tribby. Well, now let's find out what's happening around the point. The movie in the Tribby this Sunday is 688. This is a historical drama film that tells the inspiring true story of the 688th Central Postal Directory Battalion, the only all-black, all-female unit to serve overseas during World War II. Directed by Tyler Perry, the movie highlights their courage and determination as they sorted millions of pieces of mail to boost the morale of American troops over in Europe. Don't miss it. That's this Sunday in Connie Brown Hall. Movie starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, Monday's trip on the Suzy Q is to Rum Runners in Cape Coral. Rum Runners offers a vibrant waterfront dining experience with all tables facing the waterway. Since being refreshed in early 2022, the restaurant has embraced a modernized atmosphere and an elevated menu that still emphasizes fresh seafood and quality steaks. The Suzy Q leaves the dock on Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning and will return about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Do be sure to call your local concierge for tickets. Well, Tuesday is Veterans Day, and Resident Life is putting on a fabulous program for you. Come out to the Tribby on Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock as your veterans group here at Shell Point puts on a ceremony to thank and honor our military veterans. After the program, The View and Palm Grill is going to be offering a 20% discount to all veterans throughout the day. Then at 7 p.m. on Tuesday night in Connie Brown Hall, the Southwest Florida Band will be presenting a patriotic concert for Veterans Day featuring vocalist Heather Ivey. Don't miss that memorable concert happening next Tuesday. Well, Thursday is an evening of fabulous music at the Tribby with Alyssa Wheelerstein. Alyssa is an acclaimed American cellist known for her passionate performances and rich, expressive tone. She has appeared with major orchestras around the world and is celebrated for her interpretations of both classical and contemporary works. That is this Thursday in Connie Brown Hall at 7 p.m. Call the box office for your tickets. Thursday and Friday is the annual Holiday Craft Bazaar. Discover one-of-a-kind treasures handcrafted by Shell Point resident artisans. From original artwork and photography to pottery, woodworking, fabric creations, jewelry, Christmas decor, and more, every piece is made with care and creativity. Join us for 2 festive days of shopping, strolling, and finding that perfect gift. That is this Thursday and Friday in the Village Church from 9 o'clock until 2 p.m. each day. And now here's David Nelson with what's happening in the Academy next week.
Hello, Shell Point. This is your Academy and Volunteer Manager, David Nelson. I am pleased to preview another delightful week of activities and classes being offered to our residents. On Monday, November 10th at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, resident Seth Mendel reflects on the closing months of World War I and the signing of the armistice. This presentation will set the stage for a special tribute honoring Shell Point veterans in Connie Brown Hall the following day. On Monday, November 10th at 1 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, Shell Point's thrift store manager Lenny Rojas will guide residents through organizing and editing photos, using upgraded messaging tools, and sharing with ease. This class will make staying in touch with loved ones simple and fun. On Monday, November 10th at 4 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, Professor Adrian Kerr explores the life of Siddhartha Gautama, his journey to enlightenment, and the origins of Buddhism, now one of the world's largest religions, through the teachings of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. On Tuesday, November 11th at 11 a.m. in Connie Brown Hall, resident Jim Stapleton and the Shell Point Veterans Group will provide a moving program honoring the service and sacrifice of our veterans, celebrating their stories and reflecting on the meaning of Veterans Day. As a reminder, these classes are quickly filling up. Please register through WellZesta or at the concierge desk to save your spot. On Wednesday, November 12th at 10:30 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, art historian Carol Johnson presents the fascinating final years of Vincent van Gogh, his struggles, brilliance, and masterpieces such as Starry Night, as portrayed in the film At Eternity's Gate. As a reminder, At Eternity's Gate can be viewed at Connie Brown Hall on Sunday, November 16th at 3 p.m. On Wednesday, November 12th at 10:30 a.m. in the Game Room, resident Bruce Finley will host WellZesta training. Come join Bruce for an overview of the new app and website, followed by a question and answer session. This training is intended to assist residents to become more familiar and comfortable with WellZesta. On Wednesday, November 12th at 1 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, Shell Point's Director of Rehabilitation, Karen Wilhite, reviews the body's balance system and offers practical techniques and exercises to help prevent falls and maintain stability. On Thursday, November 13th at 10:30 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, Dr. Jack Adams of Audiology Consultants of Southwest Florida shares effective communication techniques for those with hearing loss and their loved ones, helping to reduce isolation and improve daily interactions. As a reminder, these classes are quickly filling up. Please register through WellZesta or at the concierge desk to save your spot. On Thursday, November 13th at 2 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, attendees will discover the covert alliance between the United States Navy and organized crime during World War II. Come join Tom Eastwood as he reveals the surprising story of how figures like Lucky Luciano and Meyer Lansky aided the war effort. On Thursday, November 13th at 4 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, the Hartley Jazz Trio returns for a lively mix of performance and discussion, demonstrating stride bass and sharing stories of jazz's legendary performers and timeless styles. On Friday, November 14th at 10:30 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room, residents will enjoy an uplifting visit from the Gulf Coast Humane Society with ambassador puppies, trivia, giveaways, updates on life-saving programs, and their new vet clinic, all with a playful puppy bowl twist. On Saturday, November 15th at 3 p.m. in Connie Brown Hall, Ken and Dee Nesselrode will present Season 5, Episode 5 of The Chosen. Come experience the powerful final days of Jesus' ministry as The Chosen portrays his triumphal entry into Jerusalem, the cleansing of the temple, the Last Supper, and the moment of betrayal in the Garden of Gethsemane. Watch these moving biblical scenes come to life on the big video screen in Connie Brown Hall. Again, my name is David Nelson, your Academy and Volunteer Manager, and this has been your weekly Academy Update. God bless, have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all out and about participating in many of the activities around campus.
And now Pastor Andy Hawkins is here to bring us an inspirational word as we head into our weekend.
I'm Pastor Andy from the Village Church, and the title of today's message is God's Nature and Our Choice. Romans 11:22 says, "Note then the kindness and the severity of God." Have it your way. It became one of the most iconic marketing slogans in the history of fast food. In the 1970s, Burger King wanted to distinguish itself as the fast food restaurant where you could create your own customized sandwich. For 15 years, it became the hallmark of their brand. Other later slogans echoed that theme. Burger King, where you're the boss, or Be Your Way, or You Rule. I'm sure the slogan worked well for Burger King, or they wouldn't have produced all the variations on the theme. But unfortunately, the idea far transcends the fast food industry. It even more properly captures the essence of popular theology, especially in America. Our tendency is to create a God we would like. We'd rather have mustard, not ketchup, on our burger. That can be arranged. Lettuce and tomato, optional of course. Have it your way. You're the boss, you rule. We'd prefer a God who is love, and then that's who we'll create. but a God of justice and wrath, that's a condiment that we can do without. It may amuse us to create a God of our own choosing. I'm not sure God is amused. Oh, he might be amused for a moment or two. Psalm 2, verse 4 says, "He who sits in the heavens laughs, the Lord holds them in derision." But his amusement quickly passes. The verse continues, "Then he will speak to them in his wrath and terrify them in his fury, saying, 'As for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill.'" Turns out Burger King is not the only king in town. And you're not the boss. And as far as God is concerned, you can't have him your way. God does not have the attribute of plasticity. He is not Plastic Man or other superheroes who can stretch their body parts at will. God is not subject to our whims and preferences. He is not changeable. We are the ones who change. And we are reminded of this great truth in our passage from Romans for this week. Romans 11:22 says, "Note then the kindness and severity of God." That may make it seem like God changes, but we are the ones who change. Severity, the text continues, toward those who have fallen, but God's kindness to you, provided you continue in his kindness. Romans 11:22. God never changes. He is altogether holy, but it's up to us whether we experience his holiness in its severity or in its kindness. This Sunday we'll see what it is that enables us to continue in his kindness. It's really quite simple. Come and see. Thanks for listening. I'm Pastor Andy.
I'm Dr. Saoud. I work at the Medical Center at the Larson. Today is Walking with the Doc. The topic that we're going to discuss is about insomnia. Please join us to walk. So what questions you have for me this morning about sleep problems and insomnia?
So how much sleep should we get in a night?
So from everything I've read, they say between 6 to 8 hours of sleep for each 24 hours.
So what are some of the things that can cause us sleep problems?
So there is a myth in elderly population thinking that it is normal with aging to sleep less and to have insomnia. That's not true. Sleep problems, multiple reasons. First, we should look for any diseases, COPD, CHF, like heart failure, that would make you wake up because you're short of breath.
Okay.
Sleep apnea, that would also make you wake up. Men with prostate problems who would wake up during the night multiple times to pee.
Okay.
Acid reflux is also a reason to have bad sleep. So we need to make sure that there is none of these issues going on before we call it insomnia.
Okay, so then take care of those problems, but if it is insomnia, then is there anything we can do or maybe take to help us to sleep better?
So when it is insomnia for real, there are measures that we call sleep hygiene.
Okay.
And the sleep hygiene measures are being comfortable, avoid drinking in the evening, avoid stimulants like caffeine, don't drink a coffee before you go to bed, stimulation like the screens, the light, loud noises. And then yes, there are medication, and a lot of people will try what they call natural medications, some herbal medicines and melatonin. So these would be the first step. And then there are heavier medicines that a doctor can prescribe.
Now the other thing, I talk to people, some people go right to sleep, but then they wake up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock and they can't go back to sleep. What do you do for people who can't go to sleep versus those who wake up in the middle of the night? What can you do
So,
medication-wise or anything.
so again, it's to see if there is any reason that this person wakes up in the middle of the night.
I go to the bathroom and I can't go back to sleep.
Yes, then it's maybe try to relax, try to treat the cause. If there is no, like you wake up to pee, is it the prostate giving any problems? So it is to treat the cause. And then the last resource is medication.
You were talking about medicines and things. Is there something that we should time, or how much we should take, when we should take it?
So when we get into the phase where we have to prescribe medicines, there are different choices. The most common choice or medication they call the Z medications. And those you're going to take him right before sleep. So 30 minutes to 1 hour before your bedtime. Those are Zopiclone, Zolpidem, they start with Z. Melatonin is a big one that a lot of people like taking. Melatonin is a medication, depending on the dose. You have to take it hours before sleep. It's recommended even 4 hours before your bedtime because melatonin is also a hormone. So it's going to stimulate your natural sleep pattern and sleep time.
Oh, it sounds like a good choice.
It's the jet lag medication,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Dr. Sood, tell me a little bit about sleep apnea, please.
Okay, I know it's a problem for a lot of folks. Sleep apnea is a disease and it has to be diagnosed. There are tools to make the diagnosis. Usually it's the partner complaining about snoring. And then the snorings are loud and at certain moment they just stop breathing. So sleep apnea, as I said, is a disease. It has diagnostic tools and then it has particular management. It's not really medication. It's going to be the CPAP machine to help the breathing because what happens is that most often the throat kind of closes and the air is difficult to go in. It can show up in certain people with just high blood pressure and the loud snoring that the partner complains of.
If somebody thinks they have sleep apnea, is the first person to go to is to our family doctor here at
Go
Shell
to
Point?
your doctor at
And they will
Shell
take care of it,
Point.
okay.
Go to your provider and explain what is the situation. Yes.
Okay.
Join us for Walking with the Docs. It's every Friday morning at 7 a.m. at the church. Every Friday you have a different provider and it's a different topic. Thank you.
Hi Chopin, Monica Tyson here, and today I am here from the Suncoast Arena at FSW to tell you about another exciting event we have for you in the month of November. On Tuesday, November 25th, we will be coming here to the Suncoast Arena to watch an amazing college basketball game. This game will be between the North Carolina Chapel Hill and Bonaventure University, which comes from New York. The Fort Myers Tip-Off is one of the nation's premier college basketball events. So I hope you can come with us. And again, this is happening on Tuesday, November 25th. We will be departing from the center court at 4:30 p.m. And then we'll get here, find our seat. We are in section 119. In case you want to check what that is, it's a very comfortable seating. So don't forget to check, just in case you want to see where those seats are. We are in section 119. November 25th, Tuesday, I'll be waiting at 4:30 p.m. at Center Court to bring you over here. I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Art Chat. I'm Marge Lee, and today we are in Trivia Art Center at the Minute Masterpieces exhibition. Now, this is quite an unusual exhibition. You're going to have a lot of fun here, and we're going to talk to Julie McGowan about what this is all about. Let's go talk with Julie now. Hey, Julie, welcome to Art Chat,
Well, thank you for having me.
and welcome to Trivia Art Center.
Fabulous art center.
Well, tell us all about what we're looking at here. What's all this miniature artwork about?
Okay, miniature art actually began millennia ago, but the current art that we're talking about is art that has to do with having people who are looking at very, very beautiful subjects, but from a very, very small perspective.
Okay.
So all of the miniature art cannot be larger than a footprint of 5 by 5 or 4 by, so a maximum of 25 inches.
Okay.
It has to be beautifully framed.
Okay.
Each of the subjects within the paintings cannot be larger than 1/6 the actual size. So for instance, if it's a head, it can't be larger than 1.5 inches.
It's pretty
and
small.
It's very small. And we all have special setups on how we paint.
Okay.
But it's lots of fun. This is a joint show between the Trivy and the Miniature Art Society of Florida, which just celebrated its 50th anniversary, its golden anniversary, as one of the 3 still existing art societies and miniature art societies in the country.
And this show is representing the work of 39 different artists.
It's representing the work of 39 different artists.
Well, let's talk about a couple of the paintings.
Okay.
And people will notice that I'm holding a magnifying glass. This is a very fun show because in order to see the details, we use magnifying glasses, which we have throughout the gallery. So let's talk about this work in particular.
Okay, well, before I just talk about this one, I'd like to say this particular wall is very special because it contains works by Wes Segrist and his wife, Rochelle.
Okay.
And they are sort of the grand representatives of miniature art in this country.
Okay.
They give a lot of workshops. They have been painting for years and years and years, have written books about miniature art, and their works are always considered, some of the best in any show that they participate in. So I'm going to start with the Rochelle Segrist work, which is actually, the title is Admiring Bastien Lepage's The Wood Gatherers. So you can see a woman who is looking at this beautiful painting, but there are other paintings around, so you can see it's in a gallery. Well, this is actually a self-portrait, but it's Rochelle from behind. But what makes this work so unique is the way the lines are drawn and the perspective. And it's very unusual because with miniature artists, you tend to have your own style. But what she has done here is she has taken styles from various artists and recreated their own paintings.
Amazing.
And those are the ones that she is looking at.
That is amazing. Now let's talk about her
Wes.
husband.
Okay.
Beautiful little work up here.
Wes is primarily known for his bird paintings, but this is unusual because it is a farm scene. Now, when you do landscapes, the 1/6 rule doesn't necessarily apply because, you aren't going to get on top of a landscape for less than 1/6.
Right.
But
Now explain again what the 1/6 rule is.
the 1/6 rule is that the subject matter cannot be any larger than 1/6 actual size.
Okay.
So, for instance, if you're
Okay.
doing a head, it can't be any larger than 1.5 inches.
Got it. Okay.
So, with this landscape, not only does he have all of the values that you want, his composition is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And everybody asks Julie, how do you do this work? Because you're one of these artists yourself. You're working with tiny little brushes and magnifying glasses?
Yes. Most of us will, if we're working in the studio, we will have a table set up, and we will have a something on the table that will hold a magnifier. You're not
Okay.
holding a magnifier and trying to
Trying to,
Yeah.
okay.
And the one that I have is a large magnifier, and it has lights going around, so you can turn it on, turn it off. And then I also have a turntable behind, so that I put my actual substrate, whether I'm using, paper or vellum or whatever. So I put it on that turntable, and then if I want to paint something that is a little bit difficult to, like a line, instead of going up with your hand, you want to go, you want a straight line, but you need to brace it against something. You can turn it on the turntable and then
Oh,
go down.
fascinating, fascinating. So Julie, this work is astonishing to me. It looks like a photograph, but it's not. It's a painting. Talk about this.
Okay, this work is by Judy Lalingo, and actually Judy Lalingo won the Best Horse Award. It was a signature award in last year's MASF show. To get the fine detail, when you saw the Segrist works, those were in watercolors. This is in acrylic, which a lot of miniature artists who do the very fine detailed work will usually use acrylics. Judy has studied horse anatomy. The one that won last year was it's a full-sized horse. And what she does, she is able, in a lot of her paintings, to put a very beautiful scene behind, like if you notice the waves behind. But then you tend to focus in on the horse, and you're able to get all of the detail of the two. These two are absolutely exquisite. That one is just a single horse, but again, you have the water scene, the horse standing on the beach. So she does other subjects, but her horses are unbelievable.
The detail is, I mean, when I first looked at this, I thought, surely that's a photograph, but it's not. The detail is phenomenal. Now, I want to also spend some time talking about your body of work in this exhibition, because you are a very fine artist yourself. So let's go have a look at that right now.
Okay, thank you.
So Julie, here we are in front of your body of work, which was exquisite. Tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here.
Okay, well, these are all paintings that are outside. This one, for instance, I had seen a man just sitting, contemplating, and that was the background for that. Of course, when you look at Niagara Falls, or even when you look at something like a Florida scene with the sun, that's something you want to capture on canvas. This particular work is very special to me because I don't usually base works on photographs, but I spent time in England in 1965, and I had taken a number of pictures. This was around the Cotswold, and I was just going through photographs, very old photographs, and I saw that, and I said, I want to paint that. So that's how this one started. And the scene itself, with the fencing, you've got the linear ability, and then, I just love the windmill in the background that just sort of adds.
Beautiful detail, beautiful detail. And you were saying something very interesting about this work as well.
Okay, this work was done on site. It was part of a plein air invitational painting trip. It was a 1 week in the Adirondacks by the publishers. It was part of the Publishers Invitational. And this was actually the last day of the week, and we were sitting to get to this. This is High Falls. It's about 10 miles south of Canada. And to get there, what you have to do is you have to walk a mile down. It wasn't a cliff. I mean, there were steps, but it was really dangerous steps. Wooden steps were falling apart. And so we walked down. I had my backpack on. Obviously, I mentioned how I paint, but I didn't take the table. So when I do something on site that is a plein air piece, I wear magnifying glasses.
My gosh.
Which look kind of funny, but they're sort of like jeweler's glasses. But this piece, I spent about 7 hours sitting, painting it. And it's called High Falls Cloud because this cloud right at the top had come over and sat right on top of High Falls right as I was packing everything up. And I said, I have to
do
get
the cloud.
So I got the cloud and then packed up. And if you notice in terms of fine art, miniature art, all of the detail in here with the rocks and the multiple waterfalls and things like that.
Minute Masterpieces is here in Trivia Art Center through January 17. Julie McGowan, President of the Society, thank you so much for being here with us. Make sure y'all come in and see this exhibition. It also features some very interesting urbanscapes by Al Chalosky. You will use a magnifying glass, a little flashlight, and have a whole lot of fun. We'll see you again soon at Trivia Art Center.
Hello, I'm Jeannie Lindman, and my husband Bob and I are co-chairs of the Employees Christmas Fund. We want to start by saying a big heartfelt thank you for all the residents that have already given to the Employees Fund. Yes, your generosity means so much, and if you haven't had a chance to give yet, there's still time. Contributions will be accepted until November 26th.
Our goal this year is to get as many residents involved as possible. We are right now a little over halfway to that goal. Here at Shell Point, we have over 1,100 employees, and what a blessing they are to each of us every day. We've had a number of employees come up to us since our last TV spot and thanked us for the generosity of what you have done for them in the past. And I know they're looking forward to this gift to help out for their Christmas this year. To give this year, there are 3 easy ways to give. The first one is to write a check and make the check out to Shell Point, and in the memo line, be sure to put Employee Christmas Fund. The second one is new this year. Go on Wellzesta and go to the concierge section and make your donation through Wellzesta. The third one, and I hope this one catches on for next year, that we can go and call the accounting department and set up a gift each month to be billed to our monthly statement. That'll make it a lot easier at the end of the year.
We have all been blessed by our employees, their smiles, their willing to help, their care, and we want to thank you for helping us bless them this Christmas season. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
And God bless.
Hello, Shell Point. I'm Deborah Lagorce. I'm here with Matty Hanlon, and we're going to talk about a movie that I know absolutely nothing about. It's called The 6-8-8, and it was made in 2024. I believe we had some trouble getting this film, and I also think we're doing this film because we've had people really requesting it. So, Maddie, educate me now.
Okay. Well, we have another World War II story, and it's a true story. During the war, of course, we had so many soldiers, but soldiers couldn't be wasting their time sorting mail. So they had battalions of women.
Of course.
And put them to work sorting the mail. At one time, there were 7 million pieces of mail piled up in England. Then one of these groups of women were a black battalion.
Right.
And they were the only ones to actually go overseas and do this job. And they got to England, and they were presented with all this mail and 3 months to get it cleared out. Being very, not only industrious, but very clever, the first thing the women did was clean up the hovel they were put in. No heat, just filthy old schoolhouse. Of course, they had some arrogant American officers looking down on them and giving them a hard time. They got themselves organized, and they created a card file for all of these letters and packages, 7 million cards. And they created that so they could keep track, because not all the soldiers had the same, there might be several soldiers with the same name. What? And they, just trying to find where they were. So get this mail cleared away, and they did it in 3 months. So there was a magazine article about them, and Tyler Perry saw the article and decided to write the story and make the movie.
Well, it's a really good story, because think about what mail actually meant to those soldiers who were fighting.
And also to the people back at home, that this stuff was sitting there and they didn't know if their sons were alive or dead for months. So, it's a great cast. And if I have everybody written on the wrong page here, Kerry Washington was the captain of the women's group. But one of the other actresses actually got a nomination in an Academy Award as Best Supporting Actress. So that's all about that one. And we had a lot of requests for this.
Yes, well, I knew nothing about it,
Hard to get a hold of because Netflix owns it.
Oh, okay, well, guys, I think you better get there.
You're right. Now, I have one thing to add at this point. It's not about this movie, but I want to tell people now. Next week, when you're hearing about the 6888, that is the day that there will be a lecture about Vincent van Gogh. It's going to be on the same day as that you get to hear this. So we want to tell you all about it so that you can go hear Carol Johnston's lecture about Vincent van Gogh, which will be the next week's movie. But if you don't get the word now, you will miss it. It's because it's Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning, the what?
The 12th.
The 12th, okay.
Right, so that's the week before we show Eternityscape.
Okay, well, and it's a good idea.
I just want to give you a heads up for all you artists out there that you're going to want to hear Carol Johnston, because she's got a great story about Vincent van Gogh and his sister-in-law.
Okay, well, it's going to be on my calendar.
Right.
The 12th at
10.
At 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Good. Well, I hope to see everybody there. And in the meantime, on
Don't
Sunday,
miss 6888.
on Sunday, November 9th at 3 p.m. at the Tribby sounds like a terrific movie. I'm really looking forward to it.
Attention! Soldiers, I am Captain Charity Adams. Welcome to the Women's Army Corps.
Gentlemen, my wife and I have been talking about the problems we are having with the mail and our soldiers' morale.
Mr. President, this assignment has proven to be a logistical nightmare. Even tried the Women's Army Corps.
You mean the White Women's Army Corps?
Well, is there another?
Unspeakable, unspeakable.
Adams, you and the 6888 Battalion are headed to Europe.
Should you open it?
The Postal Battalion?
They think the only thing we good for is to deliver some damn mail.
Would you like to see all the hangars, ma'am?
How many are there?
All of them.
Oh my God. Ladies, we have been ordered to provide hope. The soldiers have not heard from their loved ones, and their loved ones have not heard from them. When there is no mail, there is low morale. 6 AAA Battalion! Forward march! They did not send us because they thought we could do it. We are here because they are sure we cannot. We are no strangers to making a shack a home. We are at war, and when you are at war, you make do. Unlike some other folks here, we have the most to prove. Now is where you show the proof. This is our mission. And we will not fail.
Hi, Shell Point. I'm standing in the Village Church because the Holiday Craft Bazaar is back. November 13th and 14th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. here in the church auditorium. You can come shop all of your fellow residents' favorite crafts that they are selling. We'll have food trucks out front. It's going to be a wonderful 2 days, and we hope that you come out to the Village Church and check it out with us. So it's November 13th and 14th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We cannot wait to see you there.
All right, well, greetings, Shell Point. So John Southard and I, we're here on the first living floor of Vista K. And we're right near the elevators, so we would just want to take you on a little tour here. I know during the quarterly update last week, I just kind of said that the first floor was framed out, the windows were installed, so we just want to take you on a little walking tour around some of the apartments, right?
Correct.
And we'll just take you through and just kind of give you a sense of what's going on inside the building, and then we'll go from there. So, John, we're here. We got 3 elevators in this building.
Yeah, so let's just pretend that we just came up the elevators. We got off on the L1 floor. Okay, so this is your elevator lobby. It's kind of in the rough stage right now, but it's going to have nice flooring, decorative walls, nice ceiling. It's going to look very, very nice.
Yep.
So that's your entrance going into your main living floor. And then from the elevator lobby, we basically will walk around the public corridor, and from the public corridor, that allows you entrance to each one of those units.
So we do have 2 passenger elevators and then 1 freight elevator that we would, when you're moving in and whatnot, that's the elevator we would use for that exercise. So, all right, we're here in the elevator lobbies. Mechanical rooms and whatnot are here.
Mechanical
elevator
rooms,
yep.
stairway.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Or in this elevator lobby as well.
All right, so here we are in the south corridor. All right, so we're coming to a unit. So this is going to be the front door of this particular unit. This is the southwest corner unit. Don't know the actual name of the unit, but this is the southwest corner. Kind of give you some bearings. All right, and now what we're doing is we're going basically walking into the social room. So this is going to be the main entrance to the social room from the corridor. And this is going to be where you're going to be able to come and have some gatherings.
Yep.
There's going to be a cooking area, some tables, actually a nice outdoor patio as well is going to be in this social room.
Right, and that's on the what essentially is the 3rd level, 2 levels of parking, 1st level of living space.
Right. So just to kind of give you an idea, it's a fairly large room.
Yep.
All the tenants are going to be able to utilize this. It's going to be a real nice recreational area.
So John, this is framed out for now. It's quiet, actually pretty quiet on this floor. So it's framed out, all the rough electrical's in, looks like plumbing is in, and so you're pretty much ready for drywall.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This area here, we've already received all our inspections. So we are just trying to get the building dried in. And once the building is dried in, that'll be the next step to actually start doing the real work with inside of the building.
Yep.
So we call this rough-in stage. So it's metal studs, piping, electrical, conduit, AC ducts, and you can see all that just around us. All this orange piping here is your fire sprinkler protection. All right, and then we have air conditioning piping as well that's serving the units.
All right, so now we're on the north side.
We're on the north side, and we're coming back to the original unit that we did a mock-up on. So this was our original mock-up here. This is the front door to it. As you can see, what we've been able to do is we now have windows installed. And we can walk over here and kind of just see this. These windows are all been installed. The next sequence of work will be actually the perimeter caulking or the waterproofing that goes around the window. And then we'll start also with our stucco that's going to be on the outside of the building. That's going to start here in a week or two. So basically you build the structure, then we call it the envelope. So you got your exterior that needs to be installed. That exterior envelope basically provides the building to be in a dry state, and then we can really start with the finish work after that.
Right, okay. So how long, the stucco will start in a couple weeks, and how long will that go, you think?
Stucco is going to be about a 5-month activity.
Yep.
Okay, the first place we're going to start is actually on the balcony areas of every unit. Once we get the roof actually built out here in the next 2 months, then that's going to allow us to actually put swing stages on the outside of the building, and then the stucco will take place around the windows.
Yep, okay. Let's talk a little bit about, so the building is topped out, correct? I mean, and so this week, and the roof is on, but now comes the hard part.
Well,
the architectural detail.
Right, so we actually have the roof floor poured.
Yep.
We did that last week, got it completed. All right, and then the building around the perimeter on the outside of the building has an architectural feature at the very top of it. It's going to look like, if you will, a crown sitting on top of the building. And in order to do that work, we're actually going to have scaffold that's going to be projecting beyond the edge of the building. And that's what you're really going to see take place here in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Once that is actually completed, then that will allow the stucco and the swing stages to take place.
Good.
All right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. That one will be.
It'll be interesting.
That one will be.
It's been interesting planning for it.
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure. All right. All right. Well, great. So over the next couple weeks, let's talk a little bit about the Island Commons then, since we've already been through Vista K.
Okay.
On the 3rd floor? Is that where
we're on the 3rd floor
Yep.
now. We actually just Halloween. We
Yep.
poured the topping slab on the 3rd floor of Area A.
Yep.
Now we're getting ready to work on Area B. That hollow core plank is scheduled for next week. So we'll start that sequence of erection. And what's really exciting is the guest house. If you now drive down Grandview Road, you'll actually see columns and walls starting to go up. So now you can actually see the guest house taking shape. And then that's going to be built as well in the same type of sequence where we have columns, walls, horizontal beams, and then hollow core plank. So it's the same type of construction as the primary commons building.
Yep. Great. And then is it this week or next week that the Finemark Bank safe door arrives?
That's supposed to take place this week.
Yeah.
So an interesting point there, the vault door itself weighs 4,000 pounds. And what we want to do is we actually want to utilize the crane and put it on the floor where it needs to go prior to setting the hollow core plank.
Right.
Because it just makes it a lot easier as far as logistics to actually put that heavy door in place.
Yeah. All right. Well, good deal. All right. So topping out event is on Wednesday for your team, and so that's we'll be there for that, and hopefully there'll be a great event. That's going to be held downstairs on the first floor parking garage.
In the parking garage.
So.
We're expecting what it is called Topping Out Party. It's a standard construction celebration where we've reached the top of the building. And it's to basically show appreciation to everybody that's worked so hard to get to where we are today.
Yep.
So that'll be a big event for us Wednesday.
Yep, that's great. All right, we're looking forward to it. And we'll have the Shell Point TV guys out there, because we don't do anything without the Shell Point TV guys on site. So they've been a big part of the communication process, so we appreciate that. All right, well, thank you again for taking us on a quick tour of the building, and we'll just continue to do this all the way up. You are working, and as has been communicated, we're starting low to high on the floors, and just following the same sequence of events. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this update and found it informative, and thank you to John, and we'll be back with you next week. Thank you.
Hello, Shell Point. I'm Jana Stone, Director of the Shell Point Players. With me today are Bruce Bunch and Tanya Hochschild, playwrights of our upcoming show, Turkey Tales, a Thanksgiving kaleidoscope. It'll be performed Friday, November 21 at 2 p.m. in the Connie Brown Hall. Bruce and Tanya have written, along with our third playwright, Phil Hilden, 6 skits that provide a humorous, multifaceted look at Thanksgiving. In addition, Jeff Jarvis has created delightful musical interludes to introduce each skit. Steve Tanton has designed outstanding visuals, and Dee Dee Darcy some beautiful costumes. Tanya, you and Bruce co-wrote the first skit called The Focus Group. Would you give us a synopsis of that skit? And Bruce, feel free to join in if you have some other comments to make.
This skit takes place in an ad agency in New York City, where a group of random Americans have come to chat about what Thanksgiving means to them. And we hope that the audience finds their opinions amusing and entertaining.
Bruce, do you have any other comments?
No, it's the sponsor of the focus group. The audience will be interested in that, why they were brought together. But they can.
Well, tell us the name of the sponsor.
The Gobbler Growers Association.
The Gobbler Growers Association. So let's go on to the next one, and that entails one of the skits that you wrote, Bruce. Can you tell us about At the Big Table?
Sure. At the Big Table revolves around a family who's planning their first Thanksgiving since a beloved grandmother died. And the question is, which of their children can take her place at the big table? As they reach a decision, there'll be some smiles, but also a lot of food for thought for families.
And that is a really realistic event that happens in many families, isn't it?
Yes.
Who gets to sit at the big table?
Yes.
Let's move on then to the next one, which is In the Refrigerator.
Yes, Tanya, this deals with a topic that I think I may be the only person who's ever thought about. And
I'm not sure.
I had to set it on paper. That's, what do your vegetables think about on Thanksgiving morning? And I have to give a little spoiler alert to the audience. There's a real rivalry between cranberries and green beans for the featured spot on the Thanksgiving table. And you talked about Dee Dee Darcy. She's come up with some tremendous costumes as our players sink their role into these unusual characters.
That's wonderful. And then the third skit that will follow that, Thanksgiving Memories.
I have to issue alert to all the guys in the audience because this play will really resonate with them. Paul, like many Shell Point residents, has a bit of trouble remembering the names of people he's just met.
We all do.
His wife, Ruth, is determined not to have another embarrassing Thanksgiving meal where he calls all the women doll or darling. So she hires an eminent psychologist, Dr. Schenkler, to treat Paul with surprising results.
With surprising results. Okay. Tanya, you're starring in the next skit written by Phil Hilton, Catastrophe at the Dog Show.
Right.
Would you tell us about this fun skit and what transpires?
Well, there's a gang of 3 cats. There's Shadow, who's a real gangster cat, an alley cat. And there's Mittens, who's the sweetest tabby cat. And then there's a haughty Siamese cat, who is the gang leader.
Which is you.
That's your role,
Which is me. And these cats go to dog shows where they can try and nab some free dog food, biscuits in particular. We learn that the one that they're at now is an audition for the big Purina National Dog Show, which always takes place on Thanksgiving afternoon.
Right after the Macy's parade.
Exactly, exactly. And so come and meet these cats and their wild ways.
And that sort of leads us into our last skit, the very first Thanksgiving, which you wrote.
Based on the premise that a successful harvest is the foundational story for the Thanksgiving holiday, I did some research and came up with some facts that maybe people do not know. And one of them is the origin of Black Friday. And there are others. So please come to our show, and I hope that you learn a lot about the very first Thanksgiving.
And I challenge all audience members to count the number of anachronisms in this particular skit. It'll be fun to do. Shell Point, you're in for a delightful afternoon of witty and heartwarming skits capturing the many facets of Thanksgiving. So pick up your free tickets now at the Tribby box office for Turkey Tales, a Thanksgiving kaleidoscope, on Friday, November 21 at 2 p.m. They're going fast, and if you're not able to get a ticket, you're welcome to attend our open final dress rehearsal. That's a non-ticketed event at 11 a.m. But we hope to see you there at either time. Come when it suits you best, and we look forward to your enjoyment of Turkey Tales.
Thank you.
Don't forget, you can always catch the birthdays, anniversaries, memorials, and other announcements on Channel 12. We will also find hours of additional Shell Point programming every day. Today we have a fitness session at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 6 p.m., a rebroadcast of the resident quarterly meeting at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m., Part 5 of a class titled Story of India at 11:30 a.m., a program titled From Hollywood to Shell Point at 3:30 p.m., a presentation on the life and music of Beethoven then airs at 7 p.m. All of this, of course, you can catch right here on Channel 12. Thank you for watching, everyone. Come on back on Monday for more news and fun here on Shell Point today. Until then, we hope you stay well, stay happy, and enjoy your weekend.